Patuloy ang aksyon dito sa pang-anim na taon ng Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. And for the first time in a long while, the Paco Arena is our host for our games today. We are now in our main event where June Manzo is looking to lead Abra to another victory here. He will be matched up against another premier point guard in the league on the other side para dito sa Quezon City, which is Hubert Cani para sa koponan ni Coach Egay Macaraya. Both of these guys met in college in the UAAP. Of course, Cani played for FEU while Manzo suited up for the UP Fighting Maroons. They will relive their matchup here today in this game between the 12-7 Abra Weavers and the 9-12 Quezon City Toda Aksyon. We welcome you to our final game. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, to everybody watching on MPTV Channel 98 on Signal, Satellite Channel 53, on the Pilipinas Live app, on Facebook, and on YouTube. This is Javi Palanya, joined by Coach Mike Perez. Coach Mike, it's going to be a tough act here para sa Quezon City to go up against the Abra Weavers. In terms of personnel, lamang na lamang ang Abra dito. How will Quezon City make a game out of this?
Well, clearly, yung lalo na sa bigs area, yung mga big man ng Abra, they gotta be controlled because you gotta help out Jason Ballesteros after all on the boards.
Well, we also have Mika Abisames, the third member of our broadcast panel, reporting from courtside. Mika, good evening.
Maraming salamat. Both QC and Abra are components of an exciting ball game as we have seen them in their crucial moments. Kaya ito namang si Coach Yong Garcia, sabi niya sa kanyang mga veterano, respetuhin natin ang mga talents ng mga batang ito sa QC kasi matatapang ang mga batang yan. Para naman dito kay Coach Bong Ramos, he reminded the boys that there's only one way to win this game. At yan ay tibay ng loob because Abra barely submits to a loss. Javi and Coach Mike.
Maraming salamat, Mika. I loved how you mentioned that these two are both components of exciting games, and we've actually seen them in a lot of exciting matches this season. So let's see which team will be ending up with the victory. Tingnan natin ating North Division team standings, of which both teams are part of. Quezon City currently at 10 right now, but Abra is, well, medyo komportable na sila dito at 6, but of course they still need more victories.
Yeah, the more victories that you can get, actually, lalo na if you're seated in the 10, 9, and 8 spot, you know, you want to get into the 8 spot quickly, and so, you know, get as many as you can.
There definitely is still a chance for Quezon City to enter the final 8 come the end of the regular season. This game is definitely important for them to win if they want to increase their chances of making the postseason. Let's talk about the previous games of both squads, beginning with the last game of the Abra Weavers, only their second game, home game of this season, and it was a big victory, a 77-55 decision against Iloilo. They led by as much as 28 points in this one, not disappointing their fans in Abra.
Not considering na wala yung mga major scorers ng Iloilo. Wala si CJ Cancino, Mark Nonoy, and CJ Katapusan. Really, they just took advantage on that depleted lineup. Batino led the team with 14 points, and Bringas had 9 as 13 of the players that were fielded and scored in that game. And really, it's about controlling the boards to get them volume shots. Excellent field goal makes, since 70% of their points are coming from the paint and the second chance opportunities. Look at that, plus 30 points in the paints and plus 24 second chance points, all on the side of Abra.
Alfred Batino actually won his first Player of the Game award this season in his short stint that he's had with the Abra Weavers this year. He's actually only averaged 5.2 points per contest this year. On the other side, para sa Quezon City, they are coming off a loss against Parañaque. In fact, they're losers of 3 of their last 4 games. This last one coming against the Patriots at the Quezon Convention Center, where they actually had a slow start to the game. They were down by 1 after the end of the first quarter, and then Parañaque capitalized on a strong showing in the second period, outscoring them 22-11, and they never looked back after that, dealing Quezon City this loss.
Yeah, tsaka Parañaque even led by as much as 90 points. Hubert Cani had 13, Michael Are chipped in 11 points, and Parañaque really forcing QC into a lot of turnovers and getting them 17 points out of it, and they better team play para sa kanila, as the assist really a plus 10 advantage for Parañaque and a plus 8 in points in the paint on the side of the Patriots.
They also have to decrease their turnovers in this one. They had 18 against Parañaque in that game. Which team will move up in the team standings here? Will it be Quezon or will it be Abra? We hope for an exciting game in this one. Let's go to Richard Campos.
Presented by Extreme. We got the starting lineups first. The Abra Weavers. 2 guard number 6, Energizer Tolentino. Forward number 20, Jerome Santos. One guard number 18, Keanu Caballero. Playing center number 15, GP Faundo. And at power forward number 14, Iron Claw, Mike Cañete. The head coach is Yong Garcia, assisted by Denok Miranda, Jonathan Banal, Don Uro, and Mon Meresen. Team Governor Attorney Russell Bragas. The team owner is Kong Mayor JB Bernos. Now the starters for Quezon City, Toda Action Party List. At forward number 23, Rinwil Yambing. Center number 18, Jason Ballesteros. At forward number 16, JP Kawilan. Starting at guard number 2, Chino Mosqueda. And at point guard number 0, Mike Are. The head coach is Egay Mangaraya, assisted by Bong Ramos, Louis Bautista, Aileen Libornio, and Ian Valdez. The team managers, Martin Go and JC Tan.
Our starting five of this game brought to you by SportsMax, powered by PlayMax, the official online entertainment partner of the MPBL. Win to the max. Keanu Caballero, Neil Tolentino, GP Faundo, Mike Cañete, and Jerome Santos starting for the Abra Weavers. Para naman sa Quezon City, they will be beginning with Michael Are, Chino Mosqueda, Jason Ballesteros, Rin William Bing, and JP Kawilan on the return of Coach Egay Macaraya to the sideline here para sa kanilang kupunan. We are on neutral grounds for this main event between QC and Abra. The main event of our Tuesday triple header here at the Paco Arena in Manila City. Earlier, Rizal was able to deal Bacolod their 19th straight loss, while Binyan came from behind to beat Caloocan in our second offering. Kawilan with the first shot and first make of the game para sa Quezon City. That's certainly a good sign.
Yeah. And immediately they go to their bread and butter, a little middle ball screen and involving that weak side guy, which happens to be Kawilan, to rise from the corner and make that three.
Kawilan had all of his 6 points coming from the outside in that game against Parañaque, but against this Abra team, you want him to produce more para sa kanilang kupunan.
Yeah, dito nakita natin yung sinasabi nating tulong na kailangan sa rebound ni Jason Ballesteros. I mean, Tolentino, Faundo, and the rest of the guys here from Abra really good at crashing the boards. So you gotta help out the big man if you're QC.
It's been an underwhelming season para kay JP Kawilan, only averaging 4.4 points this year para sa Quezon City after a great performance for the Sarangani Marlins last year, being one of those top producers para kay Coach John Calios. In fact, he teamed up with Jeff Viernes lots of times, including that big victory against the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards.
And I guess that's really the hope here for QC. Oh, what a move and what a pass by Chino Mosqueda. What a way to open up the game.
5-0 here to start para sa Quezon City. Chino Mosqueda celebrating that great delivery to Jason Ballesteros. Let's take a look at that again.
Yeah, and that's 2 quick assists already for QC. All of them coming from that man right there. Chino just locating Jason and nobody able to stop, even on the help side against Jason.
The absence of the interior defense almost always means 2 points for the rolling big man, Jason Ballesteros. Years ago, that would have been a slam, but nonetheless, still 2 points para sa kanya. Once again, 5-0 here. Early timeout for Coach Yong Garcia.
Back at the Paco Arena for your Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, I had an interesting conversation with Coach Bong Ramos. He said, Abra is in a situation wherein they cannot lose, so we have to execute defensively. It's definitely going to be a physical game. He said, you know, Mika, our players are talented, but not yet veterans. They need more games like this today to improve. They need to learn how to handle pressure when the game is on the line, handling the momentum, because basketball is a game of streaks. Tibay ng loob ang magpapanalo, as I mentioned earlier. Have you, Coach Mike?
Makikita kaya natin ang tibay ng loob dito ng Quezon City. GP Faundo had bad intentions there against the defense of Quezon City, getting that one over Jason Ballesteros.
You know what? after that timeout, I immediately saw Marquis talking to Faundo and hyping him up. And this is immediately what we got out of that timeout. And dun mo makikita kung anong inibang kino-contribute ni Marquis para dito sa Abra. And for him, for Faundo to finish that strong, speaks a lot of how well Marquis has guided this young Abra team.
And the former Growling Tiger completes the three-point play, gets Abra on the board, now down by just 2. Now the pressure is on here for the Abra Weavers in the backcourt. Tolentino and Santos double teaming Yambing near the sideline. But that's a foul laban kay Neil Tolentino. Yambing looks like he's hurt. Mukhang sa mukha siya natamaan eh.
Yeah, and yan ay minimension, I guess, sa report ni Mika that Coach Bong really says that this is a very young team and they need to win as many as they can now, and so they have a chance to at least get into the 8th seed of the playoffs.
Our referees did not review that last play, but we saw from the replay at medyo parang close fist yung binitawan doon ni Neil Tolentino. Although we knew that it wasn't intentional. Kawilan from the same spot this time over shoots it. Carano Caballero designated as the floor general to start the game here for the Abra Weavers. Tolentino, three-pointer, not really his cup of tea. That's an offensive foul on the moving screen by GP Faundo.
That time around, medyo sumobra naman yung diin pagdating sa screen na yun ni Faundo. Well, you could clearly see that Tolentino was not going to take that shot. He was actually waiting for the other guy's movement on the weak side.
Faundo fits the bill, as Mika mentioned, for Quezon City. A talented player, but not yet quite in veteran status. Ito si GP Faundo. Mosqueda being aggressively pressured by Neil Tolentino, which leads to him stepping on that sideline. Abra forcing a turnover there.
Yeah, tsaka si Tolentino, there's only one way he plays. He only plays very aggressive, and he's going to be up on your grill defending you kahit saan pa sa floor yan.
We talked about turnovers at the top of our coverage in the previous game of Quezon City against Parañaque. They had 18. They're gonna have to control that sa laro na to against Abra. We know how the Weavers are very good at turning defense into offense. Neil Tolentino, aggressive on his drive there, fouled on the spin.
And so far the fouls have been piling up real quick here.
That's 2 quick fouls in the last few possessions against Quezon City.
And clearly itong Abra taking advantage of their health inside and to battle only against Jason Ballesteros. Yambing could be in there to help out. But with Tolentino, Cañete, and Faundo in there, they too can compete inside that paint.
Tolentino also started last game against Iloilo. He had 8 points in that one in almost 17 minutes of gameplay. Now he's tasked to guard the best perimeter players of Quezon City. He's on Renwell Yambing. Mosqueda, double team there. That's another foul against Abra, but they had Mosqueda really locked down near the bench of Quezon City.
But one thing's for sure, this defense by Abra is intended on playing the entire 94 feet of the floor, not allowing any comfortable situation for any player wearing blue.
Our referee is trying to review that last play. There you see Santos and Cañete doubling Mosqueda. He might have been hit on the face.
Yeah. Yung tapik yung bola pero inadvertently, I guess. Hit the face of Chino.
That's the second time Abra has given up a foul on the double in the backcourt. Earlier it was Tolentino who incurred the personal foul. Our referees deciding that it was just a regular foul against the Weavers.
And to your point, Javi, I guess you can make a case na, not really a good foul to give since you're way at the backcourt. They're not doing anything from there.
Are brings it up here para sa Quezon City. Yambing, defended here by Jomar Santos. Kawilan from downtown, he likes that spot.
Yeah. 2 of the 3 times he's attempted from there, he's made it. And so don't make him camp in that area for so long.
And he gets
Nice
very
pass.
streaky. GP Paundo, 2 heads for safety.
Well, talk about ball movement, just really good decisions made by those guys on the floor. And again, that defense turning into this.
Santos overshoots on the second serving, but Cañete is there to put it right back in. Abra is outnumbered here on defense. Kawilan will take it and make it.
Oh, wow. Kawilan, 3 out of 4 from beyond.
9 out of the 11 points of Quezon City coming from that man alone. And Santos on the left side. Paundo wants it against Ballesteros. Caballero gets a screen from Cañete. He's blitzed. Santos is wide open from downtown. Fails to answer back that three of Kawilan. Santos was hit by Yambing. Was actually already out of control before it. Tingnan muna natin ang ating play of the game coming from Suzuki. Hockey pass by Caballero, then the delivery by Cañete to the rim rocker para kay GP Paundo.
And that ball moved lateral from the top all the way going down. From the right side to the middle and back to the right on that dunker spot for that finish by Paundo.
That's just excellent team basketball for the Abra Weavers. Something we haven't seen a lot, especially with the Weavers having different players coming in and out of the roster. There was so much changes for them, especially during that all-important trade and free agent signing window.
And the good thing here for Coach Yong is that the players are actually invested in this kind of defense. I mean, they've been playing this for the most part now and making it difficult. It seems to me that they're trying to get an 8-second violation on the backside of the floor instead of flowing into the half-court set.
They're currently on a 2-game winning streak right now, trying to extend it to 3 here against Quezon City. And the Abra Weavers, if they continue to do this, it may be safe to say that they may be peaking at the right time.
Right.
Tolentino gets Jason Ballesteros, doesn't get the roll. Cañete quick to it. Paundo will try the metal once again of the defense of Jason Ballesteros. That hook shot won't drop. All tied up at 11.
And immediately you see every Abra player right there.
A high looper from Brandre Bienes is short.
And, you know, I was going to say that you see Kian Caballero on that missed attempt. He was clapping his hands and he's telling his guys to come down on defense.
Take a look at this 3-point shot brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. One of the 3 3-pointers here in the first quarter for JP Kawilan. Cañete in the middle against Mosqueda. To the corner they go. Santos from the outside. This time he makes them pay.
Now, you could say that was a broken play by Abra, but again, the counters have been in place for Mike Cañete to try and attack, see where that corner defense is, and if he checks out, you got to give it up to the corner.
That's Jerome Santos knocking down his first basket of the game. He's attempted quite a number of times already, but only his first conversion sa laro na to. Abra up by 3. Babalik ang inyong Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. Almost no empty seat here inside the Paco Arena despite us being on neutral ground here. There you see Commissioner Kenneth Duremdes joined by Operations Head Emerson Oreta and Security Chief Rudy Distrito. Having a good one here in the first quarter. Abra ahead by 3 against Quezon City.
And the fans are really getting a good treat in today's games.
Mosqueda flares out to the corner. Are receives the pass, three-pointer on the way. That is down the drain para kay Michael Are plus the foul.
Now, this is the challenge defensively for Abra. How much more will you be closing out the length of the floor on shots like that? Because you will have tendencies where your momentum is you're going to be carried into that shooter's spot.
Quezon City was only 9 out of 36 from three-point country against Parañaque. They're off to a good start here. Now 5 out of 8. Those 9 out of 36 three-pointers were only 25%.
And the volume of their shots really coming from outside, Javi. And, you know, this is a good ploy by QC.
Half of their attempts against Parañaque came from the outside. They had 66 field goal attempts. Jerome Santos, in only his second game of the season for the Abra Weavers, missing on that try.
And I like the movement of each of the players of the Abra Weavers. Their dribbles are and their cuts are very sharp, and they're looking very explosive. You could say the same case for QC.
Sawat took his time on that straightaway three but was short. Jun Manzo is in the game para dito sa Weavers. Manzo having a little trouble there, given a lot of resistance by Michael Are. Cañete almost walked. Shot clock at 9. Cañete forced to pull up. Fade away is good.
There's not so much players that can actually do that much spin on that jump shot against Jason Ballesteros, and that was pretty crowded too.
It's really tough to be able to have the balance for that kind of shot, especially after you've been beat around on the block. Are for his second three of the game.
Boy, it is definitely raining here from beyond.
7 puntos na quickly para dito kay Mike Are. 5 out of 9 from downtown are the Toda Action, while Abra is just 1 out of 2. That three-pointer courtesy of Jerome Santos. Cañete on top against Bienes. Santos has to take it to beat the buzzer. That's no good. Barely grazing the front rim there. Was that attempt by Santos. Mosqueda won't force it to Sawat. He pulls out here. A lot of time still on their shot clock. Mosqueda hands it off. Sawat still couldn't get an incursion inside. Mosqueda does and gets the basket. Wow. These QC players, these young bucks, showing a lot of grit here in the first quarter, Coach Mike.
And after all, they got nothing to lose. And you win as many as you can, but you got to go out competing. You want to race to number 8. And you want to do it this explosively.
Chino Mosqueda is evidently pumped up after every great play coming from him. He is really happy. Mosqueda, he puts in a lot of work and he has really blossomed here under the tutelage of Coach Egay Macaraya. It may not show in his numbers, but certainly the growth has shown outside the box scores for Chino Mosqueda. Under 3 minutes to play, Mosqueda could not complete the end one opportunity. They're up by 4.
You can't get to that elevator. You can't. That door just keeps getting shut for Cedrifa.
But in the process, Bienes picks up the foul. It was Quezon City's last foul to give.
Yeah. And you just love how the coaches and the players have actually scouted the tendencies of both teams. And so you see that, kita mo, elevator yun, pero you know, they're trying to prevent it. You understand that's where the options are going to go.
Both of these teams having veteran names in their coaching staffs. Of course, Quezon City with Coach Egay Macaraya and Coach Bong Ramos. That's Alfred Batino making his first appearance in this game and right away headed to the basket to draw a foul.
Now, you could tell that both teams are definitely laser focused on the same page. Coming out of practice, I'm sure it was clear to them, even in the pregame huddle, that this is what we're going to do and this is what we want to see on the floor.
Batino, who bagged his first Player of the Game award in that game against Iloilo. He has never scored more than 4 points this season in his stint with the Abra Weavers. Came in also during the trade the free agent signing window. He scored 14 points, 7 out of 9 from the field, including 9 rebounds and 3 steals. 10 of those 14 coming in the first half. Pressure release by Abdul Sawat. Quezon City able to bring it across. 20-18. Hubert Cani goes to the middle. Ballesteros will not take it. Vienes against Sedorifa. He spins baseline. Bounce pass to Ballesteros, off the glass and in.
And Ballesteros, he doesn't have to do so much offensively. He just needs to be on the right spot, an area where he can immediately make those shots.
Tacky foul given up there by Hubert Cani on June Manzo. Take a look at this play. Brandley Vienes, even if he was met by 2 defenders, not buckling down. Still making the right decision.
Actually, naka-recover pa yung depensa ng Abra Weavers doon because of the fumble by Jason Ballesteros. I mean, but perfectly read situation right there. You get 2 on the ball, you find the guy that's nearest you.
June Manzo on his first trip to the line. Both teams now in the penalty. There you see the Abra Weavers 8 out of 8 from the charity stripe sa laro na to, while Quezon City is 1 out of 2. June Manzo started the season for the Davao Occidental Tigers. Got traded for Mac Talio. And I tell you, Coach, we've talked about this a lot. I'll say it again. It was a win-win situation para sa parehong koponan.
Yes, agree. And you know, if you're part of that trade, yun naman ang gusto mo.
Cani gets blitz, forced to give it up. Sawat against the defense of Patino. Sawat gets to it. 3 seconds on the shot clock. And look, both of our referees, really, actually all of our officials, getting in between that play. Credit to them for being able to stop what could have been something worse.
Yeah. But you have, at this point, you have to applaud at the way both teams are playing. They're playing like they want to win.
At this point of the season, you expect a lot of the teams, especially those in contention for a playoff spot, to be able to play playoff level basketball. That's exactly what QC and Abra are showing here in the first quarter.
Lalo na kung yung hinahabol mo is yung pang 8 spot, kasi you cannot just be happy that you got the 8 spot, because you have to remember you're taking on number 1, and so you got to bring your A game from there on, because if you don't, then you're going home quickly in the playoffs.
Manzo cross court to Sedorifa. He can knock that down. Missing on the 3. Cani pulls down the board. Sawat looks to the corner, but instead gives it back to Hubert. Cani back to Sawat. Abdul passes up on the 3, steps back for it, and knocks it down.
Well, he had to measure the defense of Marquis, checking if Mark was gonna close out long or stay on drop. Since he stayed, took it.
First basket of the game para kay Abdul Sawat. He had 9 3-point field goal story. 6 out of 10 para sa QC. 1 out of 3 for the Abra Weavers.
60%. Ang taas niya.
Manzo forces up the left-hand layup and is fouled there. I think that's going to go against Jonas Tibayan.
The QC Toda Action team has done a good job. As you see this little step back 3 after that measure on the defense coverage of Marquis. I was going to say, QC Toda Action is really doing great in terms of taking away a lot of options for June Manso. They've been trying to prevent him to go to the middle from the left side of the floor. And if he does, you know, the passing lanes are not available for him.
Abra has yet to miss from the foul line in this game. They were 11 out of 18 against Iloilo. 25-22, 48 seconds to play here in the opening frame. Cani pops out, dumps it down. Bienes, drop step, outside to Sawat, fakes the pass. Bounce pass naman dito kay Jonas Tibayan. Puts it up, contact by Alfred Batino, but no whistle blown. Manzo doesn't use the E screen. Mark will take it from straight away and drains the 3.
That's what you get from a Marquis. you keep him staying on the top of that three, you not checking him, he's got a good chance to knock it down from there.
5 seconds left. They go to Jesalem, missing from the corner. And that's going to do it for our first 10 minutes of action between Quezon City and Abra. Boy, what a first quarter here, Coach Mike.
Well, high octane, I feel it's an understatement of the way that game's been played. Not so much fast break, but really the pace and the back and forth of answers on threes and makes even on free throws happen.
It has been raining threes for Quezon City, 6 out of 10 from downtown. GP Paundo rocking the brim there, and that certainly revved up the Abra Weavers, helping them to tie this game up. Michael Are also had big shots in that first quarter. Markey also came in and knocked down a three-pointer at the tail end of our first period. We're at the deadlock here at 25 all. Our first quarter score brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball ending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX.
Back at the Paco Arena, Coach Young Garcia is pleased by the chemistry of the boys. Besides this, he has finally gotten some good mixes on the court. They now know who to put together. He is also impressed by the activity of his bigs, but would like to see more from his backcourt. Speaking of improvements, he would also like to see more from Ryan Batino and Sudorifa, been pushing them during practice, but entering the playoffs as they are holding a pretty steady position already. He told the boys na ang bread and butter ng top team sa North ay run and gun. So imagine how hard their practices are leading towards the next rounds. Have you, Coach Mike?
Thank you, Mika. Well, that certainly is something they have to prepare for. That has been a formula for success even in the previous years dito sa ating liga. It's not just the strength in terms of scoring inside, but definitely the ability to run and gun, as Mika mentioned.
Yeah, and the way that they've been defending here so far in this game really tells us that they're preparing for the playoffs in the event that they be going against the top teams. Because yung mga bigs nila, you know, give them half court. So you see a three right there by Paul. Give them those half court sets. Advantage yung mga may malalaking magagaling.
Three-pointer number 3 in the game for the Abra Weavers, and the first basket of this match by Mr. Atinto, Paul Desiderio. Cani tries to answer. That's an air ball. Yambing trying to challenge Sedorifa for that possession. That's going to be a jump ball situation. Possession arrow pointing the side of the Abra Weavers.
Yeah, and the resolve of the young players of QC is going to be tested here in this game. And guys like Rinwil Yambing, you know, they gotta be staying the course of what the plan is for this game.
Andoy Estrella coming in for the first time here for Coach Egay Macaraya. Manzo setting the table up here for the Abra Weavers. A little single-double setup.
Yeah.
Sedorifa pops out. And Batino met by tons of help defenders there para sa Quezon City. And he turns the ball over.
And when Coach Young says he'd like to see more from Batino and Sedorifa, that's what he meant. If you get that ball on the low block, you know that's your spot. You gotta go and take it.
A credit to Quezon City. I'm sure they prepared well for the exploits of Alfred Batino in this one, especially after he scored 14 points in that game against the United Royals.
Yeah, and make no mistake about it, they scouted him well too.
Kawilan, leaner, is short. Abra on the run. Defense for QC right back. Manzo gets the screen from me. Batino and Debayan are down. Desiderio on the opposite corner. That's no good. Yambing couldn't get it to Mosqueda. Could have been an easy basket for Quezon City. Instead, they'll set it up in their half court. Estrella no looks it to Chino Mosqueda.
Well, that corner guy is always going to be a big threat, especially if you play man-on-man. If you're driving middle, that back door from the corner, that usually is the most free. And so you have to be able to read that offensively and defensively.
27 apiece. Batino, mano-a-mano there with Jonas Tibayan. Batino
Yeah.
goes up strong.
Medyo mahirap pigilan pag ganun kalapit. Ano? Malakas ang katawan, kaya magstay in control.
Second basket of the game for the former 3x3 player. Tibayan goes to Yambing. Almost traveled. Yambing launches from the outside. That's in and out. Another rebound here for the Abra Weavers. They have 16 compared to the 5 of Quezon City. Manzo couldn't get the bounce. Batino once again off the glass.
Ang tanong lang naman dito sa Abra, you are spending so much energy early in the game. Will you be able to sustain it later on when the quarters are very crucial later on?
You mentioned the energy already, Coach. Batino already asking for a sub here for Coach Young Garcia, obliging by now calling Tonton Bringas from the bench.
Tonton Bringas is the right guy. You talk about energy.
Estrella featured here in our Suzuki play of the game in that pass delivered to Chino Mosqueda. Andoy Estrella may not be at the same level that he was in the first seasons of the MPBL, but certainly still a very important veteran presence para dito sa kanilang koponan. He's still able to make those kinds of plays.
Yeah, and missed coverage yung kanina sa backdoor cut na yun. Missed coverage ni Paul Desideri. He wanted to help out on Andoy, leaving Chino on that backdoor.
No, it's no mystery for Chino Mosqueda to be guarding Paul Desiderio. Both of these guys met in the UAP.
Right.
At that time, Desiderio drawing the foul on Mosqueda.
And both are very key pieces of UP and NU back then.
Of course, Mosqueda was more of a defensive presence, while Desiderio was the cornerstone of that UP team. That's a turnover forced by Quezon City. Mark Yee not happy with himself after turning the ball over. Roy Sumang checks in here para kay Coach Young Garcia. It's a two-point guard setup here for the Weavers with Sumang and Jun Manzo. Kawilan goes to the left side. Ballesteros delivers it to Estrella. Passes up on the open three.
Oh, yeah.
And that's basket and one for Andoy Estrella. Abra wants to travel.
Yeah. There seems to be a same foot landing. Oh, we'll see that again. Oh, yeah.
But the contention here may be because the landing of the second step
because of that foul
was
that contact.
prevented by Jun Manzo.
Oh, yeah. Right. To your point, the contact came. That's why that same foot landing.
Well, our referees will be reviewing that last play. Crew Chief Julius Tikio signaling the replay of that last sequence. He's joined by John Paul Abobo and Jackson Mabandos as our officials for this game between Abra and Quezon City. It could go both ways here. It's certainly going to be a judgment call by our game referees. There you see Comboy, Will Lee, Harvey Bringas, and ito si Sherwin Concepcion on the inactive roster for this game. And ultimately, our officials decide on the traveling violation against Andoy Estrella. Basketball not count.
That one's tough. Well, a good thing they didn't get the foul on one end, but travel.
Or Abra is up by 4 here, 31-27. 6 minutes and 39 remaining here in the first half. Let's see how this two-point guard setup here works for the Weavers. Sedorifa from the corner. A little bit too strong. Estrella doing a good job of securing the board. Sawat goes inside. No numbers there for Quezon City, and yet he took it and he lands hard on his left foot. The referees had to stop the play.
Sawat, he was actually trying to make a play for that end of the floor. I was going to say that Jun Manso did a good job of, staying in front and sprinting to avoid any quick layup.
It could have been a big reason why Sawat landed gingerly.
Yeah.
He's trying to shake it off, but he's still limping here with the help of Chino Mosqueda.
Right. You see that right there. You see June Manso. He was clearly right there in front. Ooh, that one right there.
Natapakan niya yung paa ni June.
Oh, yung kaliwa.
Coach Ege Macaraya will be issued a warning here for entering the playing court. Abdul Saud will have to sit this one out. We're going to get an update later from Mika if he'll be able to play on here. He's trying to tighten up that left shoe to try and avert the swelling. Manzo will take the technical free throw. So it was actually a technical, not just a warning on Coach Ege Macaraya. There you see Kong Mayor JB Bernos, the team owner of the Abra Weavers. And while we're at it, we're going to give a few shout-outs para sa kanilang koponan, Asek Dennis Bragas, watching from LA, Anthony Eduarte, and Congressman Ching Bernos, VIPs of the Abra Weavers. Timeout here on the floor with 6 minutes and 18 remaining here in our first half. The lead is 5 for the Weavers. Up next for Coach Ege Macaraya and the rest of the Quezon City Toda Action. Important matchups ahead against Bacolod, Valenzuela, and the Caloocan Batang Kankalu. Currently at 9th spot in the Northern Division at 9 and 12. Trying to catch up to Rizal at the 8th spot. They still have Valenzuela right above them at 10 and 11, while Rizal is 11 and 10. So definitely important games para sa Quezon City in their last 7 matches this season, including this one against the Abra Weavers.
Right, and we're in that part of the season where the games have really gone down to win as many as you can. And if you want to get into the playoffs.
19 seconds on the 24 here for the Weavers. He flashes out to the inbound. Sets the screen here for Sumang. Parang dito mama yung screen dun, but still the blitz comes from Quezon City, and in the process, they give up the foul there.
Delikado talaga pag kasi Marquis in-involve mo sa middle ball screen. Patamain man yung screen or mag-slip, either way, you can use him.
And Kawilan in front of Marquis there to defend. Clemente leans in, one-hander no good. Are catches up to the rebound. Mosqueda being defended here by Marquis. Mosqueda hesitation dribble. Hook shot is good.
A really quick action there by Chino, trying to get to that spot on the floor.
6 points and 5 assists already here in the first half para kay Chino Mosqueda. Clemente is down. Tolentino decides to go to Sumang. Now it's with Bringas. Sumang takes the 3.
Oh man,
Jumper is down and through para kay Roy Sumang
without hesitation.
That's after a fumble.
Yep.
That's his first basket sa laro na to. Michael Are answers with another end one opportunity.
These two teams actually have a good set of guards, you know, that can play real good basketball, offense and defense.
Andoy Estrella delivering a pass to another QC guard there, which is Michael Are. Both of these teams actually involving a lot of two-point guard setups sa laro na to. Earlier you saw June Manzo and Roy Sumang setting the backcourt para sa Abra. Now Quezon City going with Are and Estrella.
And Are right now 2 out of 2 from 3. And to stay on that discussion on the guards, you can make a case yung mga bigs rin nila, maganda rin ang combo, you know, very agile and mobile bigs.
And that's one of them in Tonton Bringas. Another one, Marquis couldn't get to the offensive rebound. Important stop here para sa Quezon City. They're down by 4. Estrella using 2 screens. Andoy from the outside. That's way off the mark. Abra naman ang tatakbo dito. Sumang down the lane. Reverse just quite short there para kay Roy Sumang. Could have been a 3-point play opportunity para kay Super Sumang.
Handa na akong lumundag. Grabe, nakita mo yung bilis eh. No?
Nabitin yung talon mo dun, Coach.
Oo,
pero dito,
grabe.
di nabitin yung tira ni Roy Sumang. That's our 3-point shot of the game. Brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances.
Napalundag ako, hindi doon sa bilis eh. Yung sa pectus na tira. Kung pumasok yun, isipin mo.
Still really quick getting into the lane.
Yeah.
Very slippery ito si Roy Sumang coupled with that athleticism.
And you know, a lot rides on the shoulders of the leaders of Abra, especially this man right here, Roy Sumang. I mean, you know, the team is built around him and the other key players of the Weavers.
Sumang has not really been scoring a lot in bunches in this season, but you know, I talked to him and he said that, you know, he's already at the stage of his career where scoring a lot of points
It's not a priority.
is not a priority
Right,
anymore.
Right, I agree.
Are uses the Ballestero screen out to Kawilan. Quezon City has become silent in terms of outside shooting here in the second quarter after knocking down 6 out of 10 in the first period.
Yeah. And
They missed all of their 3-point shots here in the second.
that is right.
Tolentino, binitbit. Tops it down to Tonton Bringas. They
Good
go back
pass.
outside. Clemente on the reverse. 3-pointer no good. Ballesteros with rebound number 2. Cani gets a step on Tolentino. That's a sorry miss for Hubert Cani.
The frenetic pace we have here right now. This long rally of no baskets between these two teams.
Sumang had it picked off from behind, not knowing that Quezon City was creeping up behind him to steal that basketball. But then a counter steal here by the Weavers.
Everybody wants to take advantage of the numbers game in the open floor, but you know, none taken and none given, and so they settle for the half court.
Sumang turns the corner behind the back. 3-pointer once again. That misses everything para kay Roy Sumang. Roy was arguing that it was tapped, blocked partially on top, but our referees still going the side of Quezon City here. 3 minutes and 16 ang natitira sa ating first half. Balik dito si Michael Cañete para sa Abra. Kawilan pops out. Quezon City a little slow to get into their set here.
Yeah, and that's because, you know, Abra's sticking to that zone.
Cani, that's way short. Rebound taken by JLC. 2 former Pampanga Giant Lanterns on the floor here para sa Abra. That's Tolentino and John Lloyd Clemente. That's a miss for Abra. Cani not dealing with a lot of numbers for Quezon City, but still able to get the 3-point play opportunity. There were 2 guys who were slow to get back para sa kanila. But they're not going to count it?
Yeah, they're not going to count it.
No continuation para kay Hubert Cani.
Yeah.
Take a look at what happened there. A little cross jab. And then there's a bump from Roy Sumang.
Yeah. And kitang-kita mo, veterano si Hubert. He saw that open post being an open area. He had to race for it and get there and try to make a scoop shot.
Another crack at it here para sa Quezon City. Cani rejects the Kawilan screen. Cani out to Are. Kawilan steps back. Wala pa rin, galing sa labas para sa QC. And there's a foul on the loose ball against Abra.
No, fouls like this are actually momentum killers, you know. And you know, you got them real cold from outside. You're supposed to get that ball and run the other way. And now because of this, that ball will stay with the QC.
Quezon City experiencing almost the same predicament that they had against Parañaque in their last game, being outscored here in the second quarter after a strong showing in the first period. That first quarter ended up in a tie, 25-all. Cani gets a screen here from Bienes. Cani, the runner, wala pa rin. Quezon City on a string of consecutive misses at may foul na naman ay tatawag dito laban sa Abra.
That's going to be on Oh, that's Cañete.
Number 2 on Mike Cañete. Pang-apat na para sa Abra Weavers here in this quarter. Reggie Tautoan is in the game for the first time. There was the foul there against Jason Ballesteros on Mike Cañete. At Quezon City still fails to capitalize. Desiderio could not hit on the open look. Tautoan bringing it into the front court. Reggie goes all the way, reverse, no good. Ballesteros keeps it alive.
Gotta give credit to Jason for that rebound.
Ballesteros has the height advantage here against Bringas. The help coming from Cañete. Makes the pass to Tautoan. Are from three-point country. Still short. No conversions yet from the outside here in the second quarter. Para dito sa Quezon City. Sumang pushes the defense. It still ends up with the opportunity to take 2 points from the line.
Kailangan ma-mention mo rin yung ganda ng depensa ng Quezon City. I mean, the ball was pinging and running the other way, and 5 losers immediately trying to stay home and get to that paint to defend.
Subang on deck to shoot 2 free throws here. Only had 6 points but had 7 assists against Iloilo. That free throw brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. 1 minute and 38. Abra has not yet missed in 15 attempts from the 15-foot line in this game. And they continue to remain immaculate. 16 out of 16. While Quezon City has only gone to the line 3 times in this game. As you saw a glimpse of the VIPs of Abra, including team owner, Congressman Mayor J.B. Bernos.
And I'm glad that you pointed out yung percentage ng free throws. It shows you really the value of made free throws. Imagine if 50% lang ang clip nila, this would have been a different story altogether.
Quezon City now scoreless in almost 4 minutes of play here. Cani delivers it to Bienes. Could it end the drought? A tap goes to Abra. Desiderio to the opposite wing. Jerome Santos hit a 3 in the first quarter. This time, that wouldn't go. Reggie Tautoan slows down.
Wow.
That's trademark Pinoy slow step para kay Reggie Tautoan.
Wow. That defense definitely didn't expect that. I didn't. Did you?
Definitely not, but I knew that he would pull out of his bag. It was just a matter of time for Reggie Tautoan to make that big play. Our fast break of the game brought to you by SportsMax, powered by PlayMax, the official online entertainment partner of the MPBL. Win to the max, the Pinoy slow step para dito kay Reggie Tautoan.
Yes, slowing down that 0 step.
And he brings Quezon City to within 6 under a minute to play here in the second quarter. Reggie Tautoan, what a way to deliver your first basket of the game. Making a basket on that Pinoy slow step. The much needed basket for Quezon City to end their drought. And now they have a chance to get to within 4 here after the ceasefire by Coach Egay Macaraya. Let's see what they've drawn up. Cani working on the defense of Jerome Santos. They go to the right side. Are receives the handoff. Bienes has the height advantage here against Roy Sumang. Turnaround jumper is pure for Brandre Bienes.
Now that was a good set. Now you get a 2-for-1. You got one more chance to come back and close the quarter with the offense.
About a 4-second differential between shot clock and game clock. Let's see how Abra works with it. Desiderio, I think that pass was intended para kay Roy Sumang, but it ends up with Jimmy Paundo, who gives it up to Mike Cañete for the deuce. QC has to hurry here. 7 seconds left. Kani looks at the clock. Sees it at 2. Spins away from the defense. Almost got it down to go. That floater would not para kay Hubert Kani. And it ends with Abra ahead by 6 here.
Boy, what a show of energy for both these teams. I mean, you love how the pace is being played. You love how the bigs have been doing it. And really just good basketball right here.
A fantastic showing by these two squads. The Abra Weavers ahead 41-35. Our halftime score brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX.
Back at the Paco Arena for your Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. My name is Mika Abesamis, and right now I am joined by two very special guests. Mayor JB Bernos, the owner of the Abra Weavers, and of course, Sir Charles Quimpo, the team managers of the QC Toda Action. Magandang gabi po, mga Ginoo. Mayor, napag-usapan po natin kanina yung chemistry ng boys, no? Mas nagugustuhan nyo na nga po. Sa tingin nyo po ba, ready na to para sa playoffs?
Papunta na doon. It's just a matter of finding the right combination of players. Medyo gumaganda naman na yung chemistry talaga ng team.
Napakaganda po niyan, Mayor. Mayor, alam ko pong may laro pa kayo sa Kalasyaw sa Sabado, pero pagkatapos po nun, babalik tayo sa Abra, kung saan makikita ulit ng mga Abreño ang ating Weavers. Why don't you invite them po, Mayor?
Yes, I'm inviting everyone to watch the game, our home court game. Lalo-lalo na sa Abra, iniimbita ko kayo. This time, we have a better distribution of tickets going for all of you to watch the games live. So this will be on the 24th of this month against Valenzuela. So sana po supportahan nyo yung Abra Weavers.
Maraming salamat po. Magandang balita po yan sa mga Abreño. Marami na palang tickets si Mayor JB Bernos. Maraming salamat po, Mayor JB Bernos, the owner of the Abra Weavers. Magandang gabi, Sir Charles. Napag-usapan nga po natin kanina na napakaganda dito sa QC ay yung paglaban nila sa mga strong contenders, no? Gaano sila katapang on the court. Pero specifically po for this game, ano pong gusto niyo makita in the second half?
For this game, if we can keep the game close and find a way to hold our composure, si Abra nag-implement ng zone press. Pagka ma-break namin yun, hopefully ma-pull off namin yung game.
Maraming salamat, Sir Charles. Ano pong gusto niyo sabihin sa lahat ng supporters ng QC Toda Action?
Una-una nagpapasalamat kami sa team owner namin, si Honorable Jobin Tay. He's here as well. Lahat ng mga taga Quezon City, JNT Plasticware, Moringa O2, makikita nyo naman yung mga tarpaulin dito sa venue. Saka parating na rin ang All-Star. Hopefully makita natin lahat ng supporters ng MPBL sa kung saan man yung venue. Hindi pa ata na-announce pero yun. Sana makita namin kayo doon.
Maraming salamat once again, Sir Charles Quimpo as the team governor of QC Toda Action. Magbabalik po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
Halftime between the Abra Weavers and the Quezon City Toda Action Party List. The score is 41-35 in favor of the Weavers. Welcome back to the Paco Arena here in Manila City Neutral Grounds for this main event between Abra and QC. This is Sammy Palanya joined by Coach Mike Perez, and after a standstill at 25 in the first quarter, Abra went ahead to outscore Quezon City 16-10 in that second quarter.
Well, percentage pretty close, 35 and 37%. Sabi mo, teka, mas maraming attempts ang Quezon City. Paano nangyari lumamang itong Abra? Well, it's because look at the free throws. That's a huge discrepancy right there. Plus 15 all in favor of Abra in that department, and really a lot of that is coming from the offensive rebounds, very actively pursuing that. Kaya naman pagdating rin sa second chance points, advantage itong Abra 6-0 dahil nakukuha nila yung mga offensive boards.
Reggie Tauton came in and stopped the drought para sa Quezon City in that second quarter. They were scoreless by more than 4 minutes in that first half, and you see here they do have more attempts, but a lot of those attempts, in fact most of them actually coming from beyond the arc. They were 6 out of 10 after the end of the first quarter, but only scoreless from the outside in that second period. Abra being led by Mike Cañete in scoring, while JP Cawilan had 3-pointers along with Michael Are in the first 20 minutes of the game. Third quarter now underway here. Let's go to Ms. Mika Abisabis.
It's really the little things that they have to fix. Sabi ni Coach Bong Ramos, sabi niya ang dami naming defensive lapses which will eventually be big dito sa important quarters. Sabi niya, Mika, ito na yung sinasabi ko sa kanila na tibay ng loob. Dito ko yun gustong makita sa crucial quarters. Sabi yan, Coach Mike.
Let's see how well, how gallantly Quezon City puts up a defensive stand here in the second half. This is a good start defensively para sa kanila, getting a stop right away against Abra.
As you see, Jason Ballesteros right there appears to have gotten hit on the face. And yun rin yung pinag-usapan natin kanina, exactly yung report ni Mika, yung mga defensive lapses and yung resolve to be able to come back and perform as planned.
Ballesteros still shaken up by that last play.
And ang nagugustuhan ko dito sa particular game na ito, Javi, is that you see that these players on the floor are actually talking to each other and, understanding where they are and kung anong dapat baguhin. Clearly, tinamaan sa mukha ni Mike.
That's certainly a foul against him. Kenji Roman making his first appearance in this game para sa Quezon City along with Kim Lo. They join Mosqueda, Ballesteros, and Are in the starting lineup for the third quarter for Coach Egay Macaraya, while Abra will begin things here in the second half with Batino, Cañete, Sedorifa, and Manzo, as well as Paul Desiderio.
And one of the heaviest used players para dito sa QC, definitely si Jason Ballesteros. 14 minutes already played, almost 15 though. And they need a big man right there in the middle.
Played 29 minutes in that game against Parañaque. Ballesteros a little too far from his comfort zone here, but Batino still right there with him to pressure. Mosqueda attacks the closeout, kicks it out.
Yeah, and he knew it. He could have gone for that layup, but he didn't. Kasi nag-open up na yung lane.
And Jason Ballesteros doesn't really attempt a lot of jumpers
From that spot,
Baseline throw in here, Are from the corner. Sedorifa couldn't get to it. Another chance here for the guys in blue.
You could really tell there's a lot of misdirection looks from the baseline out of bounds. And Chino really a master at that.
Mosqueda goes into the middle, a little hesitation. Blocked there by Batino.
Credit Batino. He's able to keep in step against Chino Mosqueda. You'd like to think that's advantage Chino because of speed, but really good footwork there by Batino.
Coming into the MPBL, Alfred Batino is actually really not in shape as Desiderio scores in transition there for the Weavers. But gradually you see that there definitely is improvement in that department conditioning-wise. Para dito kay Alfred Batino, he's more active defensively, and you saw how he was able to put up a good offensive game against Iloilo.
Yeah. Tsaka yung mga short runs na gano'n sa loob ng shaded area, kayang habulin ni Batino.
Mosqueda to Kim Lo, a known outside shooter. He fires on the three. Ballesteros.
You gotta love the effort of Jason Ballesteros.
He really got to it.
Yeah.
Went from the inside to the outside. Mosqueda pulls up off the back, no good. Sedorifa forward to Desiderio. No numbers here for Abra, but Paul will still try. Fall away jumper, rims out. Another rebound for Bale. Mosqueda puts on the brakes. Out to Kenji Roman. Short on the three-point shot. Could have been big para sa Quezon City.
Yeah, that was a good spot too. You know, you're open, nobody's in there. You definitely gotta take that shot.
QC has been scoreless from the outside since the first quarter. Desiderio, meanwhile, burns the nets here for the Abra Weavers.
Well, that was the same situation you had with Kenji Roman taking an open three. Same thing with Paul Desiderio. I guess really just a person that just more better on the side of Paul.
The hockey pass coming from his former backcourt mate in June Manzo. Batino making that delivery to Paul. And Mr. Atinto claiming that shot there for the Abra Weavers.
And boy, did he want that made three.
Now the Weavers in the lead by 9, 46 to 35. Wala pang 3 minutong nakakalipas sa ating pangatlong yugto. After not scoring more than 4 points in all of the games he's played with Abra so far this season, against Iloilo, he came up with the Best Player of the Game award, scoring 14 points, 10 of them coming in the first half, including 9 rebounds and 3 steals. More on Alfred Batino from his Mika Bisamis.
Alfred Ryan Batino at 32 is still very much focused on his conditioning as hindi pa daw siya makasabay fully sa ensayo. His left hamstring is still at 70% for now. He does 2 hours of warm-up before practices. Asked him about the challenge of Coach Yong for him to get better at his position, and he said yes, he is aware as this position is much needed, especially with the Slaughters and the Baltis of the North playoffs. Have you, Coach Mike?
Maraming salamat, Mika Boy. 2 hours to warm up before
Yeah.
practice. That's quite a number of time to be able to get ready. As Mark Yee has increased this Abra lead to now 13 points.
Hold on, just so we quantify that 2 hours of warm-up from our place going all the way to SCTX, that's 2 hours. That's the amount of time that he does warm-ups. So talk about dedication on Batino, and you know that's very important part of conditioning. You have to be able to be warmed up well.
Ballesteros couldn't recover the pass.
Oh, look at
Batino
that.
dives for it, and now you're seeing really the increased effort here for Alfred Batino.
Yeah.
That 2 hours of warm-up definitely helping him right now in his improved play on the floor here. As we take a look at our fast break of the game, brought to you by SportsMax, powered by PlayMax, the official online entertainment partner of the MPBL. A win to the max. That's Andres Paul Desiderio now with 9 points in the game, now leading the Abra Weavers in scoring. Mosqueda gets it to Ballesteros, 20-footer is short. Sedorifa shovels a pass to Desiderio. Ball spins to the baseline, gets Mosqueda in the air. And Paul will go to the line for 2 free throws.
Yeah, and he's been very active offensively. He's got already 9 points across his name. He's 3 out of 6 from the field and 2 out of 2 from the free throws. And again, getting into a rhythm. Yan ang importante sa mga scorers na just like Paul Desiderio.
Impressive shooting for Abra in this game from the charity stripe. 17 out of 17, while Quezon City only 3 attempts, making 1. Desiderio, you know, you love to see him have these kinds of performances, especially after considering that he was already retired from the game of
Yeah.
basketball. After he incurred an ACL injury a couple of years ago, he already announced that he was going to retire from the game, but then had the opportunity to come back in 3x3. And then after that, made the decision to troop on over here to the MPBL. We're all very happy and we're very lucky to have a player of his caliber dito sa Liga ng Bawat Pilipino, Paul Desiderio.
Yeah, and he initially played for Mindoro, and alongside Ken Bono and Tete Teodoro, moved here on the window to Abra, and I guess to reunite with Jun Manso.
And now QC duplicating their scoreless run in the second quarter here in the third. They get a steal here. Are spun away from Mark Yee, was able to use that pivot foot well despite having no more dribbles.
Just good footwork right there for Are. And tinimingan rin niya.
Check this one out. Kawilan with a swipe, and the same para kay Michael Are. He picked up his dribble early, stayed with it, and got the scoop with the right. And Michael Are has been silent from the outside, as well as the whole Quezon City team. After a hot shooting from downtown, 6 out of 10 in the first quarter. Since then, it has been 0 out of 15 from downtown for Quezon City.
Yeah.
Technical method here on Abra for delay of the game. That's the second incursion. That's why Kawilan was at the line. He knocks down the technical free throw. So a good 3-point burst here para dito sa Quezon City to end the 4-minute drought.
Still a 12-point deficit, but still a lot of time.
50-38, under 6 minutes to go here in quarter number 3. Desiderio has 6 points here in the quarter. Rockets with Jun Manzo. QC on that zone. Markey.
They're going to skip it.
They go to Desiderio. Paul overshoots the mark. Yee with the offensive rebound. That's a foul on Jesalem.
And look at Marquis. I mean, just a professional right there. Getting that rebound, trying to make something out of it. He didn't force it the first time. She still tried to locate shooters, which he found on the weak side corner on Paul Desiderio. And on that miss, still was able to grab it and make a play out of it.
Markey came on over from the Parañaque Patriots. Certainly was a big loss for Coach Mike Sagigit and company.
Right.
And yet, despite the loaded roster here in Abra, he still is very much an able contributor for the Weavers.
Yeah. And for all you know, those two teams, Abra and Parañaque, might, just in case, meet in the playoffs.
Ballesteros able to get the pass inside and knocks it down off the glass.
And so far, we've seen, professional and experienced big men in action in that last two possessions.
Manzo gets the roadblock from Markey. Sidorifa back to June. Crossover, pull up 3. Back irons that one. Another offensive rebound, but he couldn't control it. Last touch though, laban sa QC. Sawat now comes in para kay Rin William Bing.
Well, it's good to see Sawat after that little injury na naka-recover kagad siya.
That was that bank shot there by Jason Ballesteros. Faundo is also back, 18-16 in terms of inside points. And funny that Quezon City is actually leading that department at Paul Desiderio, increasing the 3-point total here for the Weavers. They're now 5 out of 15 from the outside.
And as Paul continues to score, Jesalem scoring another one. That really just adds more to the bench production of itong Abra. They're right now at 33.
A lot of guys coming off the bench to score here for the Weavers. Markey, one of them as well. They go to Sedoripa. Takes the 3 over Ballesteros. Wala yan. Michael Are with a rebound. Are gets it to Jerusalem. Stop and pop. No good. Paundo secures the board. Manzo gets past Are. Help defense for Ballesteros is there. Paundo almost traveled. Push shot for Marquis is good.
So far, Paundo has done 2 really good assists. One on a kick out for a 3 by Desiderio. This time around, a short corner jumper for Marquis. And he's just been the hub so far interior para dito sa Abra.
13 ang kalamangan dito na hinahabol ng Quezon City. Marquis forces the miss and he's the first one down for the Weavers. Getting the forward pass galing kay Jun Manzo.
Well, at least for the 5-6 possessions we've seen, it's been the big men of Abra that's spelling the difference. Paundo and Marquis, they've been the difference so far.
There you go, that last play. Marquis finishing with a gorgeous reverse. And what about the forward pass there coming from Jun Manzo? Marquis now with 10 points in this one, further increasing the bench points production of the Abra Weavers sa laro na to. Timeout, Quezon City. Presenting our Suzuki Muscular and Sporty fan of the game, just like the Avenus. Do more and achieve more with the Muscular and Sporty scooter from Suzuki. The Avenus, oras na para magmotor. Misan Sumang, a better half of Abra Weavers guard Roy Sumang in attendance here at the Paco Arena here in Manila City. They lead by 15 here.
Yeah, I was gonna say yung 15-point lead na yan, it really was brought about by the activity of these big guys.
You mentioned Marquis and GP Paundo, crucial in this run by the Abra Weavers. 70-8 ang ating scoring sa ating third quarter.
And the bigs aren't done yet, and Marquis is just defending. Well, he got called for that foul, but the important thing is that he was there to challenge that shot.
Sawat will troop to the line for 2 shots. 3 minutes and 2 seconds ang nalalabi sa ating third quarter. Sawat missing on the first free throw. Quezon City is 2 out of 5 against Abra's 19 out of 20.
That's huge. That spread of 16 free throws difference. Well, ganun kababa kasi karamihan ng tira from the outside, from 3, and so not so much. You could make a case yung tatlo dyan sa free throw na yan is yung 3-point attempt ni Chino Mosqueda kanina, right? And so, kaya ganun kababa.
Manzo pops out, being defended here by Andoy Estrella. 2-man game with Marquis. Sawat is on him. Quickly back to Yi. Mark from the outside. That's long. Rebound to Ballesteros.
Oh, and that shot looked good.
Jason has 11 boards here in this game. Sawat back to Andoy. Estrella gets the step on Yi. That's a foul on GP Paundo. He attempted the same move in the first half, but was caught with a traveling violation. This time, he made sure that he was able to draw an opportunity for a foul.
Yeah, at saka yung right side ng floor, kitang-kita mo from our vantage point, open, you know. It's a good footwork finish for Estrella.
That Pinoy step seems to be a trend here para sa Quezon City. Earlier, you saw the Pinoy slow step from Reggie Tauto, and mukhang talagang pinapractice ng mga guards ng QC itong now famous move here in the Philippines. It's become so famous that it's actually reached
it's gone global.
International level.
Yeah, it's gone global.
A big credit to Richie Rivero, who actually ang nagpauso ng move na yan dito sa Pilipinas. And that's been followed by a lot of our players here.
Right. Matter of fact, staying on that Richie Rivero conversation, there was a podcast that we did, Bounce Pass, during the pandemic, where we got to talk to Coach Nick of B-Ball Breakdown. And he wanted to interview Richie Rivero because of that step. Ooh.
And Tolentino, Bienes down here on the floor.
Yeah.
It looks like Neil was the one who hit Bienes.
Mm-hmm.
I think Tolentino was quick to apologize
Yeah.
to avoid any more intensity from developing from that
Right.
play.
Right. And Neil's a fiery player. I mean, he plays with a lot of passion. But, you know, minsan kailangan i-control.
And actually, from that last replay, this one we're watching, Bienes was actually the first
The
one
first
to
one to
hit
initiate it.
Tolentino.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Pero mukhang si Tolentino na tawagan dito. Usually naman talaga yung bawi yung nahuhuli.
Yung pangalawa eh. Naging biktima ka rin ba niya?
Oo naman. Ilang beses na.
Mas lalo na kung madalas ka mabigyan. Tapos bumabawi ka lang. Why me?
Mabilis pa naman mapikon.
Speaking of, you know, we said about sporty fan earlier.
Hindi ako ma-awardan nun, Coach.
Hindi ka
Tolentino and number 21, Ray Bienes, resulting in a jump ball possession arrow is pointing the Abra Weavers.
So it'll stay with Abra.
And that's after the final verdict communicated by our officials to Richard Tapos. There you see Coach Young Garcia. Under 2 minutes to play here in quarter number 3. After a good quality ball game in the first half, Abra has certainly broken this game wide open.
Oh,
Markey
man.
continues to add to the damage here for the Abra Weavers. This quarter has been his, along with Paul Desiderio. First half of this period, it was Paul. Now Markey delivering the goods. Oh, what a pass! Sawat able to locate Jason Ballesteros.
Yeah, and you know, this couple of plays so far, Marquis and Jason Ballesteros in this quarter, man.
That certainly uplifts the chances here for Quezon City. The Weavers moving the ball around. Marquis to Roy Sumang. Shot clock winding down. Super Sumang, the sidestep. Delivery to JLC. Wala yan. Marquis getting another board. That's 8 in the game.
Well, Marquis. What activity we've got from him.
Tolentino, Euro. Picked up there by Estrella. QC will push. Sawat can take it strong. Decides to go to the side. Jessalem from the corner. Malas talaga sa laro na to si Jonathan. So far, Coach.
Oh, hindi masyado, I mean, couldn't catch a rhythm.
Sumang wants to clear out for Yi. Sawat is there to defend. Yi, short jumper.
Man.
That's money once again for the living legend of the MPBL.
And so for all you Marquis fans, I'm pretty sure this is going to end up in his mixtape. I mean, the guy's been pretty solid, playing defense, tracking down rebounds, making shots.
9 of his 15 points coming here in the third quarter. And a jump ball is called here between Tolentino and Ray Bienes.
Well, they're going to review this because what Marquis is saying, he just picked it up from Tolentino.
And because earlier it was called for the Abra Weavers, the possession arrow is pointing the side of Quezon City this time. Our referees, led by Crew Chief Julius Tikio, will try to review and see if there was anything else to be called in that last sequence. It will go to the side of the Abra Weavers.
You know what I love about our officials in today's game? They're quick to decide.
Yeah. And even to get in between some possible scuffles.
Right. And you love that because it doesn't drag the game on. That's really good.
Tolentino will come out. Sedurifa and Desiderio will come back in. 7 seconds to go here. Sumang crossover. The delivery to JLC. Another sorry miss. Galing kay Clemente. Dahi for Estrella. Got it to the glass, but nowhere near the rim. Para kay Adoy Estrella. Dominant showing for the Abra Weavers here in quarter number 3. Outscoring Quezon City. And Take a look at the highlights of the game here, brought to you by Sip Plus, the official hydration partner of the MPBL. Elevate your hydration. Desiderio, Cañete, and Yi combining for 37 points here, Coach Mike.
Yeah, and definitely, Paul Desiderio started it, but Marquis really finished it off this quarter para sa Abra Weavers.
Yi and Desiderio at 15 and 14 respectively, while Cañete has 8 para sa kapunan ng Abra. They're ahead by 16, 63 to 47 as we close out the third. We now enter the final quarter. Our third quarter score brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX. Up next for the Abra Weavers, they have Muntinlupa and Valenzuela on their home schedule on August 24, plus Zamboanga on August 31. Marquis and company looking poised for a 3-game win streak here against Quezon City. Let's see if Cocheque Macaraya's boys have that in them to be able to pull out a run here in the fourth quarter.
And those are crucial 3-game stretch. I-add mo pa yung next two nila, which would be Zamboanga and that's Nueva Ecija, I guess. One of them.
Tolentino pulls down the board there. Miss from the outside, galing kay Andoy Estrella. And there you see our quarter scoring so far. That was a big third quarter para sa Abra, and it continues to spill over here at the start of the fourth quarter. That's Mike Cañete getting the end one opportunity for the Weavers.
And boy, this trio of Cañete, Desiderio, and Marquis have been very difficult to check for QC.
Oh, these three guys have been instrumental in these past few games for the Abra Weavers. Cañete is short on the bonus, but gets his miss and puts it back in. The lead is now at 20 for Abra. Estrella crosses up Marquis. Estrella initiates contact and finishes there. Quezon City has to pull out a stop here. JLC on the right side, Tolentino up top. Sumang down to Marquis. Yi to the other side they go. Sumang from downtown, that is through para kay Roy Sumang. And JLC getting in the middle of that pass to Abdul Sawat. They're everywhere here talking about the Abra Weavers.
Yeah. And where would Abra be without Marquis? I mean, rebounds, assists, efforts, non-stats, he's given it all.
A much deserved rest para sa kanya as GP Faundo comes back in. Kawilan another crack at it here. Quezon City has certainly not been lucky from the outside after that hot start in the first quarter.
Right. And really, we talked about it earlier in the mid of the second quarter. We said, this pace has got to take its toll eventually in the latter quarters. And the team that sustains it should have the advantage, which in this case right now happens to be Abra Weavers. They're still making shots despite all these activities, and the threes have not fallen for QC.
Well, with the pace that was being played in the first half, we actually thought that Quezon City could be the team to sustain it. After all, they like to play fast.
Yes, agree.
Pero dito na pumapasok, coach, yung depth nitong Abra.
Oo. Lalo na Marquis, we didn't think that, Mark's gonna able to sustain it game long, but he's just been pretty solid.
He has played a total of 18 minutes and 29 seconds sa laro na to. Estrella whips a pass to Ballesteros, could not finish on the basket, but he has an opportunity for 2 shots at the line here. Mahaba-haba ang aabulin dito ng Quezon City Toda aksyon.
Well, si Jason is trying to find a way to bring his team back, try to post up. But Faundo was doing a good job of staying with Jason and then again going off and helping out on the other guys that's been left by the original man.
Well, that's actually already the 5th foul against GP Faundo, so that's it for him. Capitoga moment, not the type you want for the Abra Weavers. That free throw by Ballesteros brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Ballesteros missing on the first free throw. Quezon City is 4 out of 9 from the free throw line. 0 out of 2 now, 4 out of 10.
Boy, the free throws continue to be a struggle here for QC.
Tolentino, they go back to Super Sumang. Roy directing traffic here for Abra. He wants a screen from Cañete, gets it, pocket pass. Mike, drop step, the spin. Out to Clemente, who has been struggling throughout this game. That's a take foul against Roy Sumang. Number 3 laban sa kanya. That's only going to be a side out here for the guys in blue.
Yeah, look at how the men are being shuffled here by the Weavers. I mean, that was a missed shot by JLC, but you talk about ball movement and a lot of activity on that, offensive set para sa Abra. I'm sure if that went in, that would have been a different story altogether.
Clemente 0 out of 7 in this game.
Yeah, that's a struggle too.
Papasok ulit si Joseph Sedorifa, who has also been struggling from the field sa laro na to. 0 out of 3, but his combination with Paul Desiderio has brought about a lot of positive impact para sa koponan ng Abra. Despite being scoreless, he has contributed 6 rebounds and 3 assists. Has no turnovers.
At saka isang malaking advantage ng Abra, I feel, pagdating sa big man spot, as you see another call right here, is they have big men that can actually shuffle against Jason Ballesteros, no? Palit-palitan lang. Faundo, Marquis, everyone, even Cañete at some point checks on him.
Coach Ege Macaraya will be meted another technical here. That's it para sa kanya. Also had a technical foul early in the first half. He's ejected from this game. He was arguing that walang replay yung ginawa after that last shot that they had. You noticed, Coach, na tinap ng Abra yung board doon. He was contesting that. Bakit daw hindi rin-review yun?
Because to his point, could have been basket interference, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's really added frustration para sa kanya because it has been a worrisome offense here for Quezon City, especially here in the second half.
Yeah.
Not a good start to this game in the first quarter, and it has dipped down tremendously para sa kanila.
At saka yung there was a part in the third that they were actually playing really well with Jason Ballesteros leading the way, but really just couldn't get that ball to fall from outside. And you're getting very few free throw attempts primarily because you're shooting from out.
So Coach Bong Ramos will take over head coaching duties here for the rest of this game para sa Quezon City. Desiderio able to sink the technical free throw. Quezon City will still have possession here with 14 on their shot clock. Estrella now sharing the backcourt with Chino Mosqueda and Hubert Cani. Let's see how this will turn out. Estrella able to hit the front of the rim and in.
And they're going to have a lot of work ahead of them as they're down right now by 20.
Cañete doesn't get the reverse to go. Quezon City on the run. 4 on 2. Cani goes all the way for 2. Sedorifa, I thought he was asking for it, but bigla siyang sumenyas na wag. And that pass got thrown away there by Abra. It seems that he pulled his hamstring there and asked for a substitution. Abra thought they had the advantage. I think it was Sumang who threw that forward pass.
Yeah.
So this is now a welcome opportunity for Quezon City to further tug down at this deficit.
Yeah, you got to start something here if you're QC.
Cani on the right corner takes the 3. That goes out. Could have been a big shot for Quezon City. Sumang will slow things up. Absolutely no need to rush here para dito sa Abra. Roy wants the isolation here against Kawilan. Roy dancing.
Oh,
Bullet
wow.
pass inside to Cañete. Able to kick it out to Desiderio. And couldn't continue his hot streak here in this game. Pulled off the bench. Ito si Paul Desiderio. And Desiderio
Yeah.
had 9 points in the third quarter alone.
And that was good weak side ball man movement too on the side of Abra. After that attack by Sumang didn't go.
Mikani to Kawilan. Step back three. That's trademark for JP Kawilan.
And finally, after a very long while, that shot flows in for Kawilan.
To give you context, Coach, itong Quezon City, they are 2 out of 23 after the first quarter from downtown.
Yeah.
That's after a 6 out of 10 start in the opening frame.
Right.
And Desiderio picks up his dribble, gets it to Manzo. Floater, that looked short the moment it left his hands. Here comes Quezon City. Mosqueda down the drain. Misses on the lefty layup.
And really, Chino had that shot and still could not get it in. He had the right intentions to try and finish inside in the hope that he gets contact, but Bringas stays the course. Did not touch him, no contact, and really could just make it.
Well, at least Quezon City is showing some signs of life here.
Yes.
As we approach the midway point of our fourth quarter, they're hoping that the ejection of Coach Egay Macaraya will light the fire underneath them.
Right.
Desiderio on the left side, being defended here by Hubert Cani. Bringas, Flair. Out to Sumang. Roy, step back three on the way. That's too strong. Estrella tracks it down. Forward now to Mosqueda. Left hand finish is good.
And that's the same way that he wanted to finish earlier with that left hand. After all, Chino's very comfortable shooting with both hands as he tries to lead back this QC team.
This is a 7-0 burst here for the Toda Action. After being down by 20, Chino Mosqueda, JP Kawilan, and Hubert Cani all contributing here in this run para sa Quezon City. Toda Action, 5 minutes and 14 seconds to go in this game. Babalik ang inyong Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. Oh, there's Fran Yu in attendance here at the Paco Arena in Manila City, the venue for our Tuesday triple header. Of course, Fran Yu did play in the MPBL last year. It was drafted in the PBA, now plays for the Northport Batang Pier.
Yeah.
A lot of pretty faces here inside our venue for this matchup between the Abra Weavers and the Quezon City Toda Action. There you see Commissioner Kenneth Duremdes joined by Operations Head Emerson Oreta and Security Chief Rudy Distrito. Welcome back to the final 5 and 14 of this game. This is Javi Palanya joined by Coach Mike Perez and Ms. Mika Abesamis. Quezon City currently on a 7-0 blast. Abra trying to avert a meltdown here. Manzo to end the drought. That rims out, but Patino comes back in the game, gets the offensive rebound, and gets the foul there against Kawilan. JP wants a challenge, but does Quezon City have one more?
I think they're done already with the challenge. But I wonder, does Fran Yu still sell the Oreo cheesecake in the pandemic? He made that little business and that tasted real good. Bumili kami doon.
Mamaya, Coach, matatanong
Tatanungin
siya.
natin yan, ha?
Na-try mo?
Oo, sarap. Nagustuhan ni Riley. Nakatatlo yata kami doon.
Kung binibenta niya pa rin yung maka-order.
Oo.
Batino goes 2 for 2. Alfred Batino, just 6 points in this game, including 5 rebounds after scoring 14 against Iloilo. But, that just undermines the fact that Abra has turned out the total team effort sa laro na to.
Tsaka yung depensa that's the thing. Yung diin ng depensa has never slowed down It's always been there. The switches have been really good.
Mosqueda almost traveled. Initiates the contact again. See, that's the second time he's missed a basket up close, but there's a foul, I believe, on Marquis. There was a push against him on Chino Mosqueda.
But nakita mo si Marquis, you know, Chino was running around the floor and Marquis was right there trailing him.
Alam naman natin na he's not as fast as he used to be. Ito si Marquis. But it's just the intelligence. The basketball IQ just catapults him to be able to still compete despite the depleted athleticism and speed.
Alam niyo yung mga shortcut no? Saan dadaan na. Magkikita rin tayo doon. Mas malayo lang yung binahe mo.
Mosqueda currently with 8 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. He's 0 out of 2 from the line in this game. Mosqueda splits his charities. There you see Itzy Altamirano and Joseph Nimes. Altamirano has long been on the injured list for QC after incurring that terrible injury.
That one to me is the huge what if for QC.
Estrella decelerates and gets the roll.
And they're just down 12 here. You got enough time.
4 minutes and change remaining here in this game. Manzo gets double team, gives it up to Desiderio. Desiderio from the outside, high looper, no good. Another offensive rebound here for Alfred Batino. And Estrella pulls down on the arm. Just a hard foul there given up by Estrella, and Batino doesn't retaliate.
Yeah, he's fine. He's warmed up.
Well, you know, he knows that he has to take what he can dish.
Yes, agree.
Batino's also quite a physical player, so he knows that Andoy Estrella just stop him there from an easy basket. But Batino misses on free throw number 1. 22 out of 25. There was 1 point that Abra was a perfect 21 for 21 in this game from the charity stripe. Also split there para kay Batino. Mikani now draws Yi on the switch. That's the foul there against, is it Batino or Yi?
I think that's on Batino.
That was already good defense. Para sa Abra, they got Hubert Cani into a tight spot underneath a different angle. And Batino will be the one charged with that personnel. It seems Coach Yong Garcia will challenge this. The yellow light in front of Richard Tampos is now on.
And this gives us time to greet one of our viewers. He's been watching the entire games for the day. Mike Monty of Monty Kicks in Muntinlupa. Happy viewing to you, sir. Nanonood siya habang nagliligpit ng mga labahin niya.
Ayos yan. Happy viewing to you, sir. To everybody watching. We'll take a short break here.
The challenge made by Abra Weavers is unsuccessful. Foul on Alfred Batino. Penalty.
Unsuccessful challenge for Coach Yong Garcia. Let's take a look at it again. Hubert Cani was able to get the step there on Marquis. And then the hit, I think, from the leg of Batino.
Yung kaliwang paa, no?
It was a clean challenge upstairs. Pero the hit on the leg.
Yeah.
got the foul there. Kani adds to the woes here from the free throw line for QC. These have been big misses para sa kanila.
Yeah. At saka kanina mini-mention natin na karamihan ng tira nila is really coming from the 3 points. Well, it's one of two things. First, it's by design. That's their point of attack. The second, it wasn't easy to get in because, you have Faundo, you have Marquis, you have Matino in there, you have Bringas. Bigat din eh.
12 muli ang kalamangan dito ng Abra. Cañete goes back to June. Manzo looking for Yi. Instead, uses his pick. Shot clock winding down. Mark Yi, free for 3.
Oh, no.
That's money down the drain para kay Mark Yi.
Wow.
Big shot there for the Abra Weavers, extending this lead back up to 15. He has certainly been a big weapon para dito sa Abra here in the second half. Ito si Marquis now with 18 points and 8 rebounds. But Kani with the answer. Gutsy shot as well. Quezon City running out of time here. They need to string together some stops.
And that's one of the reasons why they brought in Marquis. He's a big that can stretch the floor, let alone the leadership. And we got one more.
Marquis this time misses over the top. The tap to Mosqueda goes to Ballesteros. Kani hesitates, sidestep, puts it up and in. What a finish para kay Hubert Kani.
What a move by Uber. That was one thing that he was trying to do earlier. Now he's finished it real good.
To the delight of the Timaonahans watching from behind the Quezon City bench. Of course, Hubert Kani's biggest fan, Cristiano Timaonahan, cheering him on. This lead is down to 10. Crucial possession here. Marquis left alone at the baseline momentarily. Manzo tries to stake his way past the defense to Desiderio. Familiar combination, not coming up with a finish. And a lucky break there for Quezon City as Cañete loses it out of bounds. We now enter the twilight zone of this one. Our last 2 minutes brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending GameX, the sidestep and the gorgeous, difficult finish para kay Hubert Kani to bring it down to 77 to 67 here.
You love the finish, but I admire the multiple fakes that he did. Head fake, dribble fake, foot fake, everything leading up to that basket.
Ang Kawilan gets it to Chino Mosqueda. Kani has been hot the past few possessions. He will take it from downtown and make it. Hubert Kani bringing them to within 7.
Oh, this is huge. I mean, Hubert Kani, we talked about him earlier. He's one of the guys that they look up to.
Scoreless in the first half, Coach Mike.
Yep.
All 11 points coming here in the third and fourth quarters. 77 to 70. 3-possession ball game. Sumang hops in. That's a walk.
And in case you're wondering why Kani is making those threes, he is a 40% three-point shooter season-wide. So why not?
Kani started out the season with the Negros Muscovados, made his way to this Quezon City franchise, and has re-established himself as one of the premier point guards in this league, scoring this quarter 23 to 14. Kani meets Kawilan with a handoff up top. Estrella from the outside, big miss there. Rebound to Mark Yi.
Get a stop here. That's the important thing for QC. You're still down roughly about 2 to 3 possessions, but you've got a good chance here.
All is not lost on them. That runs on the heels of this possession for the Abra Weavers. Suma
Watch out for Mark.
Yi.
Watch out for Mark.
Oh, that's a miss.
That's right.
Way off to the left there para kay Mark Yi.
And he would have taken that anyway. He made a couple earlier before that. And so from that spot, he's 2 out of 3. That's still not bad.
Coach Bong Ramos will burn one of their last timeouts here in this game. 52 seconds to play. The lead is 7. Gilbert Cani in their game against the Parañaque Patriots was good for 13 points. 5 out of 13 from the field, but struggled from beyond the arc. Only 1 out of 8, plus 2 out of 3 from the foul line. And here in this match against the Abra Weavers, he has come alive here in the second half. 4 out of 11 from the field in this game, plus 3 assists.
They're looking to score real quick here.
Quezon City with no more timeouts. They just burned their last one. While Abra has one more. Cani, difficult shot. Good line, just too strong on the attempt.
That's a good line.
Will QC foul here? Both teams already in the penalty. At Sumang able to get into the lane and kick it out to Manzo. Desiderio looks at the clock.
Got a foul.
They're still with 6 here. I don't think they will.
Yep.
Manzo gets in the lane, floats it up, short. Rebound going to Batino, and that's definitely a foul that they had to give.
That's a tough one. That's been for the most part how the offensive rebound has gone. You've got Jason Ballesteros closing out on every Weaver attack, and nobody's left to patrol that defensive rebound.
Batino coming off the bench in this game with 7 points, 2 out of 3 from the field, including 8 rebounds, 4 of them offensively.
Yeah.
It may not be the same numbers against Iloilo, but still quality minutes in over 13 minutes of play sa laro na to para kay Alfred Ryan Batino.
Yeah.
He splits his charities, and that just might settle the outcome here.
Yeah, and much as you can say that it's only a 4 offensive rebound difference between these two, but it's really the 15 second chance points scored by Abra on those second opportunities, while QC only had 1 point.
So, Coach, what really went wrong here para sa Quezon City, just to sum it all up as we go down the last seconds of this game?
Well, first, the shots didn't fall. The threes, as much as they've taken a volume of it, more than half of their shots really coming from there, really couldn't make it. 10 out of 38 attempts, and then, you're not getting enough attacks to the rack, and so you're very few times that you get sent to the line because of the fouls. And then, when Abra starts attacking, it's Jason Ballesteros who's the only rim protection, and so you're leaving that offensive rebound to be claimed by the other rebounders of the Weavers.
That second quarter just really turned things around in this game. Para dito sa Quezon City, Abra came in storming, and that spilled on over to the next periods sa ating laro. They outscored Quezon City 16-10 in quarter number 2, and it was 22-12 in the third period. While here in the fourth quarter, Quezon City was able to come up with good baskets. This was the last play. And Estrella trying to give a pass there to Mosqueda. After the review, our referees ruled to the side of Quezon City, but the shot from Cani would not fall. QC going into their second straight loss, while itong Abra Weavers, they come on to win their third straight game.
Yeah. And, you got to give it to both these teams. They showed us a really good start, a lot of aggression, and, that defense, full court, really good shot making in the first quarter. But when things started to normalize, eventually it was the style of play of that Abra Weavers that rose to the top.
Plus the depth coach of the Weavers who really shown sa laro na to.
Yeah.
Incredible bench production galing sa kanila, 56 points. Our best player of the game in this one, brought to you by Daily Fantasy. Dito sa Daily Fantasy, hawak mo ang laro. Marky was certainly a guy to reckon with in the second half para sa kanilang koponan.
Yeah, rebounding, dishing, taking on helper situations, and those knockdown threes when the ball got swung was key for Mark.
18 points, 9 rebounds para kay Marky. 12 points in the third and fourth quarters para sa kanya to end up with a 78-70 advantage. Our final score brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX. Marky is at courtside with Ms. Mika Besames.
Maraming salamat. Kasama ko ang ating Daily Fantasy Best Player of this game. Walang iba kung hindi si Mark. Mark, umpisa pa lang ng laro, naramdaman na namin yung presence mo, yung mga advice na binigay mo kay Alfred Ryan Batino, nakita namin yon. At syempre yung production mo nung third and fourth quarter at yung mga tres mo. Napakaganda talaga ng bawat galaw mo dito sa Abra Weavers, Mark.
Hindi naman, talagang yun, siguro lang, sa kumpiyansa lang na binibigay rin ni Coach yung na pag-open daw, talagang hindi tira yung 3 points na yon kasi nga pinaghihirapan din naman namin sa ensayo. At saka yun, biyaya rin kay Ligat talaga.
Maraming salamat, Mark. Bilang kuya nga nitong Abra Weavers, sa tingin mo ba, Mark, handa na kayo para sa playoffs?
Sa amin kasi talaga one game at a time lang muna kasi ilang buwan pa lang kami magkakasama. Talagang grupo. Talagang pinaghahandaan namin kung ano yung kalaban namin muna, malaylayo pa yung hindi pwede namin isipin yung playoffs muna, yung one game at a time lang muna.
Very well said. Maraming salamat, Mark. Meron ka ba mga gustong batiin at pasalamatan?
Yun, siyempre una-una, papasalamat ako kay Daddy God na wala talaga imposible sa kanya. And then kay Kong Mayor, JB Bernos, sa wife niya po, sa mami niya, lahat ng taga-Abra, maraming salamat po sa suporta niyo po. And then sa asawa ko po, kay Keyi, sa anak ko, kay Atasha, kay Zuri, taga-Sagay. And then New Life Tansa, Page Center Tejero, kay Pastor Rick. At saka sa kay Boss Manny na bumuo ng liga na to. Kung hindi dahil sa kanya, wala kami mga trabaho. Maraming salamat lahat sa pamilya niya. God bless.
Maraming salamat po. Our Daily Fantasy best player of this game is Mark Yee sa Daily Fantasy. Hawak mo ang laro. Javi and Coach Mike.
Congratulations to Marky and the Abra Weavers for winning their third straight victory against the Quezon City Toda Action. Our games tomorrow happening at the Batangas City Coliseum. Bicolandia and Bataan will be tugging it out in our first encounter at 6 o'clock p.m. It's going to be the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards reliving their matchup with the Davao Occidental Tigers. And at 8 o'clock p.m., the Batangas City Tanduay Rum Masters will be defending their home floor yet again against the Parañaque Patriots. Maraming salamat sa pagdalo sa aming coverage dito sa Paco Arena in Manila City. For my partner, Coach Mike Perez, for our courtside reporter, Ms. Mika Abisames, and for all the hardworking men and women of our production crew, this has been Javi Palanya saying good night from the Paco Arena here in Manila. This has been the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.